Okay, so we're going to start a new project today. We're going to work on a bookmark Valentine card. I know we've probably done something like this in the past. Today we're going to sketch it in our sketchbook, get the rough idea down with the requirements in, and then next week you get the final paper and we'll go from there. So in our sketchbooks, all right, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to put it along the edge here, and just so that I'm not on the drawing on the very edge of the paper, I'm going to give myself a little border. So no set measurement, just going to kind of work my way across like that to get a nice solid line. I'm going to do the same on the bottom. This should give me some spacing. And then I'm going to make two rectangles on this page. So the first one I'm going to start in my corner since I have a nice straight line. And so at the bottom here, I'm going to put my 3 right on that first line that I made. And so that's already marked. And I'm going to mark on my 0 line so that I can go from there. And then I'm going to do the same at the top. So mark at the 0 line and then connect those 2 lines. This is going to give me the space for the back of my bookmark. All right. And I only want it to be about 8 inches tall. So I'm going to drop my 8 down here on the bottom. So that way I've got a little room at the top as well. So at 8 on my 0 line, I'm going to mark there. I'm going to do the same thing on the side. There's my 8 in the corner. And I'm going to mark my 0 there. So you guys at home, you can do this on any kind of paper if you don't have your bookmark, or your sketchbook. But that's going to give us the back of our bookmark. And so now we're going to make the front. So we already got the side here. I'm going to put my 3 right here on this center line. And I'm going to make a mark at the 0, and then I'm going to do the same thing across from here. So this will give me my rough dimensions of the bookmark. So I can actually extend this line from here. And if I stopped it on the 0, then I'm just going to connect that edge where I stopped with my mark down at the bottom. Now the only difference is this side on the left is going to be our front, and we need to make a little notch in here, and I believe we're going to do that at the 3-inch mark. So I lined up my 0 at the top. I'm going to make a mark at 3, line my 0 at the top, make my mark at 3, and then I'm going to connect these two. So this space right here, we are going to draw nothing in because next week I'll show you what we're going to do for our bookmark. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on designing in these spaces right here, okay? And so you're going to lightly connect to the other side. If you want to get a little more precise, we're going to make a little mark at 3 and do this on the second side here. All right, so this one's our front and this one's our back, all right? And in this space as well, you can do some designs. So I'm not going to exit out, but we don't want to put anything in here of importance. So some of the things that we are going to be looking for is that you have, a nice design in there. So it's Valentine's themed. So I would assume some hearts. But you may have a certain character that you want to get in there. But we want to fill this space. They're not very big spaces. It is a little bit larger than a normal bookmark. We've got our front, so you can decide if you want something to go on there. You might want to come up with a font of your own, something that's not just line letters. So you might have, Happy Valentine's Day. You definitely have to get that in. We'd like to get the year. Maybe you put that on the back. Maybe it says 2021, and then you want to sign it. So I want you to be creative in all of those areas. Don't just do line lettering like this. Come up with something unique, maybe a bubble or block style letter. Just do it in pencil for right now, and then figure how they're going to go. And you can always erase because this is just your practice sketch. All right. Maybe you want to start putting in different size hearts, or maybe you have a unique design that's going to go from one side to the next, and maybe it has some unique characteristics into it, and maybe inside of here Whoops, that's where you're going to maybe design it with the heart theme to keep it Valentine's Day themed. However that is. Now, I marked this out because we're going to cut in this area next week. In here, you can do a nice unique design, but I would keep it something that's just kind of a pattern like I did down here. Maybe there's something that kind of goes into part of your work down at the bottom. You know, maybe there's some random hearts floating around in here, but that can go right from one over that line to the next. We just don't want to put something important in there like Happy Valentine's Day or the year. We might want to just keep it kind of simple and keep it with our pattern or design. All right, so we're working on that this week, and then next week I'm going to show you how to finish it up with the final paper. I'm going to give you a good piece of paper to work with that, and then we'll go from there. All right, so good luck. Email me if you got questions, and I'll see you guys next week.